Hey, we're back. We're glad you stayed. You're going to be glad too.
Awesome night ahead of you. We've got Nate and Matt from Saved by Scarlet. They're coming up in a little bit, but I'm really excited to have Rachel here tonight. She blesses me every time she comes up. Listen, I got an announcement for you. Douglas Camp meeting, Sunday, July 28th, this Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Celtic Revival, the Sky Family. They've been here. I guess they're really awesome. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm taking his word of good advice, good counsel that they're awesome, worth checking out. That's at the Douglas Camp meeting, 25 South Street, Douglas, Mass. Sunday, July 28th at 5:30 p.m. Right now, it is my privilege. Hey, first of all, before I start this, I just told Rachel that I'm fixing to have her for an entire half evening. She's going to be the headlining artist. What do you think? Would you all come back to see her? For those of you who haven't seen her, you're going to believe it here in a few minutes. Right now, it is my express privilege to introduce Rachel DeLong. Let's have a hand for her.
As he said before, my name is Rachel DeLong. I sing Christian music, I sing worship music, and I'm going to start off with the song Old Church Choir. If you know it, sing along, but just to get my jitters out. There's revival and spreading like a wildfire in my heart. Sunday morning, hallelujah, and it's lasting all week long. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? It's the rhythm of the gospel song. Oh, once you choose it, you can't lose it. 'Cause there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. I've got no church choir singing in my soul. I've got a sweet salvation, and it's beautiful. I've got a heart overflowing, 'cause I've been restored. There ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. No, there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. When the valleys that wander turn to mountains that I can't climb, oh, you are with me, never leave me. 'Cause there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. I've got an old church choir singing in my soul. I've got a sweet salvation, and it's beautiful. I've got a heart overflowing, 'cause I've been restored. There ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. No, there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. Oh, 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 clap your hands and stomp your feet till you found that gospel beat. 'Cause he's all you ever need, all you ever need. Clap your hands and stomp your feet till you found that gospel beat. It's all you ever need, all you ever need. I've got no church choir singing in my soul. I've got a sweet salvation, and it's beautiful. I've got no church choir singing in my soul. I've got a sweet salvation, and it's beautiful. I've got a heart overflowing, 'cause I've been restored. There ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. No, there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. everyone here at Cafe at the Mill for putting this together. You're a group of lovely people and such a heart for God, and it's just really amazing here with all the people that you bring in. So just like to thank them first. And the second song I'm going to be doing is a worship song, Peace Be Still by the DeLong Co. I don't want to be afraid every time I face the waves. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to fear the storm just because I hear it roar. I don't want to fear the storm. I don't want to fear the storm. And peace be still, say the word, and I will stand my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep blue. Peace be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. So I'm not gonna be afraid, cause these waves are only waves. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna fear the storm. You are greater than its roar. I'm not gonna fear the storm. I'm not gonna fear it all, yeah. Oh, peace be still, say the word, and I will set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Oh, peace be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. Oh, so let faith rise up. Oh, I believe. Let faith rise up in me. Let faith rise up. Oh, I believe it. Let faith rise up in me. Yeah. Let faith rise up. Oh, I believe it. Let faith rise up in me. Yeah. Oh, peace be still, say the word, and I will set my feet upon the sea till I'm dancing in the deep. Oh, peace be still, you are here, so it is well. Even when my eyes can't see, I will trust the voice that speaks. Oh, peace over me. So let faith rise up. Oh, I believe. Let faith rise up in me. Let faith rise up. Oh, I believe. Let faith rise up in me. The next song I'm going to be singing is a tad bit more upbeat, and I brought a Bible verse to share about it, so I'm just going to. So, the song Shelter by Carlton is talking about how the Lord is their shelter. When they walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the Lord is there. When they're deep in their worries, the Lord is there for them. He is their shelter. So what I'm going to be reading is Psalm 23, which is quite a popular psalm. It's "The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." In the valley of the shadow, let my head turn to dust. When I'm walking through the unknown, in the waiting I will trust. When the sky falls, when the flood comes, and the rushing waters rise, gonna know that you are with me, and I've got no place to hide. I know you won't let me go, fortress for my soul, my helper. You are my shelter, you're my hope, my anchor in the storm. Unbreakable, my helper. You are my shelter. In the valley, you surround me, my comfort and the song. Your promise is my refuge, 'cause I know your love is strong. You raise me from the ashes, my feet on solid ground. I know you won't let me go, fortress for my soul, my helper. You are my shelter, you're my hope, my anchor in the storm. Unbreakable, my helper. You are my shelter. You are the way, you are the truth, you are the breath inside of my lungs. You give me strength when I am weak, you are the one who lifts me up. You are the way, you are the truth, you are the breath inside of my lungs. You give me strength when I am weak, you are the one who lifts me up. And I know you won't let me go. You are my shelter, I know you won't let me go. Fortress for my soul, my helper. You are my shelter, you're my hope, my anchor in the storm. Breakable, my helper. You are my shelter. You are my shelter. You are my shelter. I feel the wind run through my hair. Top down, the sun's gonna leave us there. Ravens, and this is for us all we need. It's don't let your head get in the way. Just let your heart be wild and pray. Open the door, jump in, turn the key. I live my life out on the edge. Yeah, I don't stop just 'cause it's bad. Let's push this thing to where we get. Whoa, 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 it's that we met. These yellow lights are pulling us into the night. Feel my temperature rise, yeah. Right, ooh, right, ooh, right, ooh, right, we gone right. I used to sit inside my room, dreaming of things that I could do. Scared to put my hands up on the wheel. And now I'm with you and I get back. It's such a rush to run too fast. Can't deny the way you make me feel. I live my life out on the edge. Yeah, I don't stop just 'cause it's bad. Push this thing to where we get. Whoa, 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 it's that real man. These yellow lines are pulling us into the night. Feel my temperature rise, yeah. Right. we gone right, right, what you waiting for? Yeah, we gone right. The next song I'm gonna do is an original titled Identity. And it's, obviously I haven't found my identity yet, I'm only 15, but I'm working on that.
Me too. Did not remember you from last year. Sorry, that was creepy.
No, it's okay. But I just know that when I'm still trying to find my identity, it's God given to me. And I know that if it's from God, then, and if I follow God's plan for me finding my identity, if I follow God's plan for who I'm supposed to be, I know that it will be good. So I know that it's God given. So this song is about finding your identity, based on the title. I can be what you're saying. I can't be like everybody else that you see. I can be identical, but that's not my identity. I don't want to be cliche, but I really gotta stay. I just gotta be me. I don't want to stand in line for everyone else to change my mind. I want to be different. I want to stand out loud and proud. Show them what they're dealing with right now. They just don't get it. 'Cause I want to be different. Can't you hear what you're saying? Can't you see through the clouds that you've created? I thought you learned from before that you deserve more, but they only want me leaving quietly. I don't want to stand in line for everyone else to change my mind. I want to be different. I want to stand out loud and proud. Show them what they're dealing with right now. They just don't get it. 'Cause I want to be different. I don't care if they don't get it. That's what I tell myself. Brush that dust above your shoulders. Get up and just get out. If you stay down like before, what do you think was gonna change? I won't be tied to who you might think I'm supposed to be. I won't stand in line for everyone else to change my mind. I want to be different. I want to stand out loud and proud. Show them what they're dealing with right now. They just don't get it. 'Cause I want to be different. Thank you so much. That was my last song. I forgot to say that.
That's so sad on some level. That's your last song. Well, you know, I think we're going to have a surprise because you're coming back for one more later in the evening. Ooh, hang around. I was going to, spoiler alert, you don't want to leave to the very end. Rachel DeLong. That's a big old hand for her, huh? Wonderful. What a beautiful job. Again, I want to thank Tori. She's heading out. Everybody that's here tonight has come out at the last minute in some level. And Tori was going to open for a couple of songs, and I pressed her for the whole first set because we had a cancellation, and everybody's been so gracious to us tonight coming out. And let's have one more hand for Tori, please. Before she heads out. We'll see more of her, I think. I believe. I'm sure. Well, if you all haven't checked it out, Saved by Scarlet is playing Soul Fest. So we just want to let you know that's an awesome thing. If you're going to Soul Fest, I think actually Thursday night. So we're really excited for them. We'll be praying for them. We're praying for the whole event. It's just a wonderful thing. They also are releasing their album tonight, their CD. Check it out. Yeah, awesome. And here, what an honor. See, what an honor. Let's have Matt and Nate come up. Let's have a hand for them. Just to let you know, next week we've got the Kevin Sharp group. If you're not going to Soul Fest for whatever reason, we've got an awesome jazz fusion group, Christian jazz fusion group. They're phenomenal. They play big events. For some strange reason, they're coming here, and we're really... Yeah, exactly. We are psyched about this. So if you're not going to New Hampshire, come out to see the Kevin Sharp group. Ladies and gentlemen, as he commits, his brothers do. Okay, well, let's let it have it. Let's have a hand for him.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Awesome!
Thanks for sticking with us. Man, that is a hard act to follow. Jeez. I mean, we bang on drums and play guitars and we sing a little bit. We love to give God all the glory, especially for what He's been doing through us recently. I just want to, before we get started, I just want to put a little plug out there with Soul Fest, August 1st, Mercy Street stage at 5 o'clock p.m. Don't miss it because God's going to show up and He's going to show off and He's going to come on and He's going to have a visitation with us and during our performance. So who wants to come to Soul Fest? You can find out more information in the back. We got this sides going. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be awesome. So thank you for giving us that plug too, Stu. So just bear with us for 1 second as we get ready. Sit on tight. Check. Could you lower 3, monitor 3, please? Vocally. All right. Well, I'm used to either lead singing or playing rhythm guitar and singing, but now I'm sitting on a box in front of a bunch of smiling, wonderful people. So this is the box. I call it the black box. And if you don't know what it is, it's actually called the slap box. Well, that's what we nicknamed it, but it's actually called a Cajun box drum. So if you haven't seen one of these guys before, it's basically like a super basic drum set. So I'm going to attempt to do 3 things at once. All right, just a disclaimer before we get started, there may be a few laughs and jokes in between. Is that okay to let some walls down tonight? You know, get some emotion going? Because we believe that a quiet church is a dead church, and a quiet band is maybe a dead band. But we're definitely not quiet. We love God. Is this thing on? Check 1, 2. I think it's on. I told you there'd be jokes. Did you like that one? They give us a little bit of... Yeah, the sound guy gave us like an awesome joke there.
That was a bad joke.
It was like right as I was adjusting this stand too, for those that saw, it was like right here. Good stuff. Part of being a musician is you lose half your hearing, so... Alright, we're gonna have a good night. We're gonna need some hands. I'm waking up, passion dust, wipe my brow and I sweat my rust, breathing in the chemicals. Hey! I'm breaking in, shaking up, checking out of the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones. Don't make my systems go on, we can't do it without your hands. I raise my flag, turn my clothes. It's a revolution, I suppose. We'll paint it red, fit right in. Whoa, whoa. Breaking in, checking out, and checking out of the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones to make my systems go. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Whoa, whoa, radioactive in the dark. Whoa, radioactive, radioactive. Systems go, sun hasn't died. Deep in my bones, straight from inside. I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones to make my systems go. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Whoa, whoa, radioactive, radioactive, radioactive. Do you guys like remixes? Light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up. Radioactive, radioactive.
We learned that in a day. Hope you liked it.
I actually just learned it in the back hall, so you know, just saying, like, not for nothing. We really, Stu wasn't kidding. We said this was last minute, but we love last minute because I think that it really shows our heart. Not that it's about us, but it shows that we're willing to let God move through us and for us to be humbled up here, you know. But we're not just humbled, we're also really glad to be here, so thank you for coming out. This next one's called This Is Amazing Grace. So if we could just have some people stand. This song, I'm just asking you to stand just for the God who made this possible for us to even be here and to go to Soul Fest. This is our declaration and our praise song, Back to God. Let's see the church clap. Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder and lays us breathless in awe and wonder. The King of glory, the King above all kings. You guys ready? This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, that you would take my place, that you would bear my cross. You laid down your life. Alright, you guys are doing great. That I could be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done. of chaos back into order. It makes the orphan the son and daughter, the King of glory, the King above all kings. Who rules the nations with truth and justice, shines like the sun and all of its brilliance. The King of glory, the King above all kings. You guys ready? This is amazing grace. We like to sing. This is unfailing love, that you would take our place. Oh, that you would bear our cross. You laid down your life, that I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Come on, let's hear you guys. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Come on, let's declare. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. Oh, this is amazing grace. It's amazing. This is unfailing love. It's authentic. That you would take my place. Anytime that you would bear my cross. You laid down your life. We're here for you, God. I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. 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 Alright, for those that don't know, the new album that just dropped is really, really, really awesome. I'm not just saying that. Blood, sweat, and tears have gone into the album, actually quite literally 200 plus hours, mostly after work, have gone into that. So if you guys want to check that out, it's on our table, and we don't actually do acoustic usually when we record stuff. So that's all like full kit instruments and everything. But I want you guys to know that we love doing all kinds of worship, and we believe that God has many different expressions of worship. We believe that when Jesus, as we read in the Bible, that Jesus, many, many times, he would help people in their need, in their place. There was no stigma that he always stuck to. He was a creative God. God gave him very, very smart decision-making tools and abilities. And we believe that in music it works the same way. We believe in music that there is something very special that happens when you use that ability for God's purpose. And so that's in the album called Out of Darkness, and it's a concept album that tells a story. There's a lyric booklet that you can actually read it. Really awesome. So the reason I tell you that is because we're going to do an acoustic version for the first time ever of one of the songs on the album. The song is called Out of Darkness. you think I'm just a friend. Everything that I say is just another attempt to get the words on the paper, sing the words in my head. Can you shine your light at me? Will the sun just take its place? Now the dove will fly within my life remade. Every day I fall to you, but you pick me up again. Out of darkness I am new. I won't stop until I'm dead. Breaking out I slam the door, and out of darkness I am new, into light until the end. I am standing as a man. Now I know that this is who I truly am. Everything that I say and everything that I do is just another reflection of me in you. Can you shine your light again? Will the sun just take its place? Now the dove will fly within, and I'll climb. Every day I fall to you, but you pick me up again. Out of darkness I am new. I won't stop until I'm dead. Breaking out I slam the door, and out of darkness I am new, into light until the end. I was hopeless, but then you gave me a knife. Never looking back, take me to the other side. I was hopeless, but then you showed me light. Now take me to the other side. The other side. Ooh. 'Cause every day I fall to you, but you pick me up again. Out of darkness I am new. I won't stop until I'm dead. Oh, breaking out I slam the door, and out of darkness I am new, into light until the end. Until the
Thank you.
That was also 5 minutes in advance. But thankfully, with metal, you can kind of just like find the key that it was in and just adapt with the acoustic guitar, the capo, and drop tuning. So that was helpful. You guys still live out there? For this next song, we would like to invite this amazing young woman named Ariel Ayot to the stage.
All right.
Let's give Ariel a big hand of applause for this next song.
Hello, family. Family in Christ.
Check 1, 2. Oh, I think I'm getting some slight feedback. Check 1, 2. Let's give a round of applause for the sound guys today and the staff. They're doing an amazing job. They're awesome. I always tell Nate, oh, we got another show at the mill. That's good. Let's definitely go there because people are great there. It's awesome. Oh man. This next one is called Oceans. I just want to just put a disclaimer out there that Though this song, I know it's played and it's the #1 overplayed worship song, but I think it's the one of the single most powerful songs that ever touched my life. And I don't know about you, but sometimes it's played a lot for a reason. So I don't know why some people are bashing Oceans, but I love this song, and I know that we love this song, so we're going to sing it. And I just want to encourage you that if you want to press in, if you want to, raise your hands, do whatever it takes for you to just leave something behind here at the altar tonight, to go home feeling a little bit better. I just want to encourage you guys to do that. Is that okay? Yeah.
You called me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I
God, we thank you for today, Lord. We thank you for the opportunity to worship, Lord. We know that sometimes things are last minute. Maybe this is last minute, but you know what? We're going to get it everything we've got. We've never even sung the song together before, but you know what? Like, God's got other plans, you know? And when we just say, God, use me as you will, and just put aside ourselves, separate ourselves from what we're feeling. Don't act in the emotion. Let the emotion arise as you worship. But don't focus so much that you miss what God wants to do. I feel like humanity has missed so many things that are so special. Worship bridges the gap between God's hand and ours sometimes. And sometimes when words fail and we can't seem to say the right thing that we want to say, to change someone's mind or to help someone, the thing that does is music. A lot of times it's music.
Amen.
And there's a sad reality that there's a lot of people in very dark places that listen to very dark music. But music will captivate their heart sometimes. They just need to hear the right music. They just need to hear the right lyrics. Not cursing the world, talking about girls like they're a piece of trash. It's time for real musicians to rise up and showcase their talent.
Joke number 2, guys.
Anyway, as I was saying, it's time for real musicians to stand up for what's right, to talk about what's right. And I just think it's amazing that worship does that. I think it's encouraging because if we had someone standing, if any of us just stood here and for about 5 minutes talked blessing over you guys, talked about positive things, encouraging things, spiritual things, don't you think you'd feel a whole lot better than if you listened to music that was just yelling at you, telling you you're worthless, talking about feeling like there's no hope? That's what the world is doing right now, and people, teens especially, don't understand why they're so overcome with this hedge of depression in this looming cloud of darkness. Music's a big part of that. Let's not forget that Lucifer was the head chief of music. The Bible talks about that very specifically. He is not dumb. But we need to take that and we need to use it against him. Take that sword back and use it against him. That's what this is about. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Call these bones to live and call these lungs to sing once again. I will praise Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. You silence fear. Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. here tonight. Your name will not be overcome. Your name is a light forever lifted high. Your name will not be overcome. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. See that bridge? Your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name will not be overcome. Your name is alive, forever lifted high. Your name will not be overcome. Your name will not be overcome. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Are you guys liking this? Who's seen Saved by Scarlet before in the past? Oh, you guys, yeah. Did you like this? This is funny too because it's like for us it's surreal because 1 minute we're on the stage we're doing like backward like spins and stuff with our guitars and bass drops are coming through the subwoofers, and then the next minute we're unplugging it, we're just doing things quiet. And I just want to just put out there, I know we're nearing towards the end of our time, but I just want to say that I think the reason why God is in this, when he's with the loud and the upbeat, and then he's in the lighter and the unplugged, is because a man named Elisha was running for his life in the Bible, and fear was just consuming him. And then he was at the mountain of Horeb once he had ran away, and God decided, I'm going to show up to this guy's doorstep on the mountaintop. God shows up, he's in the fire and flames, and then a wind comes and destroys rocks in front of his eyes, and then there's an earthquake, and then the Bible says there's a still, small voice. And I think that in the same way that our God he's multifaceted. He's not constrained like a cookie cutter to one shape. And I think that's part of the problem with religion, amen? I think that's why they have such a hard time understanding why can you sing about God and have peace in the middle of the storm. It's because he lives inside of us, and it's because we haven't boxed him in like we're gods, because we're not. And I'm not trying to make this, preachy moment, but I'm just putting it out there that this is our conviction, this is how we feel that we can go light, we can go heavy, and God is in it because he's in the message, and he's in our motives, and he's in our hearts. So I just want to put that out there. So if you have ever been criticized for your music because it's a certain style, maybe a Christian rapper or whatnot, know that God is doing something new. In Isaiah it says, in those days I will pour out my spirit. Behold, I'm doing something new. That's prophetic. You're part of that prophecy. So I just want to empower you guys today and just encourage you. Go out and in your own form, praise God. Amen? It seems so simple to me, but it's just me. Awesome. Who's ready for some more music? Yeah. Some crowd participation for this one. All right, we're going to need to see those hands again. Like this. Okay, I just remembered. I'm trying to like remember. Okay. Who am I? Who am I at the highest would welcome me? This is impromptu.
I was lost, but he brought me. I know his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free.
See those hands?
Oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. My Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. At last he has ransomed his grace unseen. I was lost, but he brought me. Know his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free. Oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am.
Come on, let's sing you. Let's hear you declare
You
it.
are for
You are
me,
for me,
not
not
against
against
me.
me.
I
I
am who you say I am.
Let's sing it.
You
are
are
for me,
not against me. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am.
Yes, I am.
Who you say I am.
One more time.
Yes, I am who you say I am. Sun sets free, always free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. We are. Moses,
For this next song, I would like to proudly introduce Elizabeth Lamontagne. I think I said her last name right, but she is awesome. Come on up, Liz.